Do-do-do. Mm. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. How's it going, everybody? What up, YouTube Live? This is yours truly, Rama Screen, covering movies, TV, and entertainment. How's it going? It's been a while. Yeah, the last Rockin' It with Rama Screen was like, I want to say 3 weeks ago. The reason why I kept delaying or postponing it was because, well, 3 weeks ago there was that Star Wars celebration, and then a week after that was Easter Sunday, and then a week after that or last week, I was just so tired, man, exhausted because I had a long Saturday night. And last week was the build up, the anticipation for that Game of Thrones episode, um, Battle of Winterfell or The Long Night. So everybody's attention was on that. My head was in that game too. Was in that head, I was in that headspace. So what a turnout it will be. What a turnout that ended up. Now sorry, I bit my tongue earlier. That's why I'm speaking really weird right now. Today we're gonna discuss four topics. First up, about Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie. The trailer came out this past week, and it received a lot of backlash. The second one will be about, can Avengers Endgame defeat Avatar's all-time box office record? The third topic will be about Willow the sequel. Ron Howard said he wants to make Willow's the sequel for Disney's new digital streaming service, Disney Plus. And lastly, I want to share with you some of the craziest and not so craziest. Some of them can make actually sense. But yes, insane fan theories of the last or the remaining 3 episodes of this Game of Thrones final season. Oh my god, I love that show. Oh, I want season 9 so bad. Why do we need a prequel? Nobody wants a prequel. I mean, do you? I get it. I like Naomi Watts. I'm glad she's in there. I'm looking forward to, I guess, her being in there, but I'd rather have season 9 than a prequel that's set like years and years before. So before we get started, I just want to say happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you out there, and also, since today's May 5th, it's Revenge of the Fifth, Revenge of the Sith. Hey, never mind. Revenge of the Sith. That should be on May 6th. Well, not today. Scratch that. Revenge of the Sith should be for May 6th. So that'll be tomorrow. But today is Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you out there. Okay. So let's get right to the first topic here. I want to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I am not a gamer. Um, the only video games I ever played when I was a kid were Mario Brothers, the old Nintendo Mario Brothers, the old Mortal Kombat. I used to play that on Sega, and a Super Contra. There you go, Super Contra. So, uh, but I'm an admirer of the gaming industry. I Every year I wish I could go to E3 and cover the because that's the Comic Con of video games. I would love to be um, participating or at least covering that event one of these years. But am I a gamer? Am I a an avid gamer? No, I'm not. I'm more of a movie and TV fan. But there's a lot of avid gamers out there who are so passionate about Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were not happy with the live action trailer, the trailer for the live action movie that hit the web this past week. Holy crap! And I have to agree with them. Um, First up, and this went trending too. Like, what is up with the trailer's use of "Gangsta's Paradise" song? Like, dude, I get it. I love that movie, Dangerous Minds. I grew up in the 90s. I freaking love 90s songs, including Gangsta's Paradise. Coolio was hip back then. I don't know if he still is now. Um, his other cool song was "I'll See You When You Get There." So I grew up liking Coolio, liking that song. But and I get it because Sonic the Hedgehog, the video game, was created in the 90s, so it's a 90s video game. So I guess you could make that as a rationalization for using the song. But still, though, it just seems so out of place. Why, of all the songs out there, why gotta be that one? Why have to be that one? Uh, It doesn't evoke a sense of speed or thrill or excitement. Gangsta's Paradise is a heavy song. It's a dramatic song. It doesn't go with the character and the nature of the character Sonic the Hedgehog, at least in my opinion. And on top of that, the design was shit. A lot of fans pointed out how the design for Sonic is shit, which is pretty unfortunate considering the fact that the movie that comes out next week, Detective Pikachu, has been receiving praises left and right for its pretty accurate design of Pikachu. And I saw the movie already. I've already reviewed it. You can check my review of Detective Pikachu right here on Rama Screen Channel. And it was a fantastic film, design wise and adventure wise. Now, it was not perfect. There were some flaws, but it was a great time in the theaters. Um, but Sonic the Hedgehog, just the trailer just looks shit. The trailer itself, I kid you not, it received 332,000 likes around there, and or but it received 584,000 dislikes. So it has more dislikes than likes by about 200,000 in difference. That's insane. More people dislike the trailer than liking it. And they're right to do so because, well, the fans pointed out, at least on Twitter and on Reddit, that what is up? What the hell? Sonic has long, lean, I mean, long legs that just kind of like a tall human. And speaking of human, it has human-like teeth. They said, and the body proportions that are just not inconsistent. That are inconsistent to the video game. The video game Sonic is a bit shorter, and you could kind of see his eye, the movement of his eyebrow is a little bit more pointed. And I think the Sonic on the video game also has a bit of a belly. Um, so yeah, that trailer did not get love at all. To the point where Paramount Pictures, who distributes the movie, that distribute and Sega, of course, Paramount and Sega, the companies that are behind this movie, they decide, along with director Jeff Fowler, they decide, you know what, we can't have this. We're gonna go back to the drawing board, to the design board. And so Jeff Fowler tweeted, uh, he said, "Thank you for your support and criticism. The message is loud and clear. You are not happy with the design and you want changes. So it's going to happen," he said. "Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to making this character the best that it can be, or he can be, because Sonic is male." Um, that's cool. That's cool. My reaction to that is, see, the power of the fans, the power of the social media, the power of the people. And my other reaction is that, of course, they're gonna bow down to the power of the people because, um, well, for one, video game adaptations, video game movies, as you know, has a history or long streak of terrible record, like Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, Street Fighter, Need for Speed. I mean, those movies are shit, man. They're terrible. And business wise, it makes sense for Paramount and Sega to panic and like, oh my god, the fans don't like the design, because that would, if they for whatever reason stand their ground, is like, you know what, we're not gonna tie down to the fans, we're gonna keep the design. It's gonna translate to box office flop. So they don't want that. They don't want Sonic the Hedgehog movie to be or to end up as part of the statistic, just among the many video game movies that suck. Um, so yeah, you can say, hey, good on you, fans, good on you for telling them or holding their feet to the fire. Um, and the other part of that coin is like, yeah, it would not be a good business move if Paramount and Sega stubbornly keep that design and just say, "Hey, this is what we made, and you're just gonna have to deal with it." Um, Now, going back to the design, to redesign this Sonic the Hedgehog will not be an easy task for Paramount and Sega. For the crew, for the talents behind the scenes, who are going to be redesigning this CG character. It's not going to be easy. For one, um, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the budget it was about, I want to say $90 million. Um, and going back to redesign, to rework, to tweak the character again, um, it's gonna take time. It's gonna be money consuming. It's gonna be costly. Um, the artists, have to reinsert every scene, because he's the lead character. He's in every scene, so they have to redesign the elements of the character and reinsert him into every scene, because he shows up. He's the lead character. He shows up in every scene um, of this likely already complete film, and then render it, and that takes another computing CG time, of power, money, and time. So it's a mountainous task, and um, they only have about less than 6 months to pull this off. The movie is set to hit theaters in November, so yeah, that's about less than 6 months, I believe. Um, and there's no news about Paramount pushing back the release date because of this redesigning process. So it's good on them for doing this, but a part of me also feels kind of sorry for them, because man, that's gonna cost them even more money to rework it again, to redesign the character and reinsert it in every scene, and then render it again, and that's manpower, time, and cost on top of the $90 million budget from the initial one, and then of course marketing budget. And there's no guarantee that it will pay off at the box office. Who knows? Because people say, hey, yeah, the design looks shit. The trailer using Gangster's Paradise song was a terrible move. But there's another voice saying, hey, why cast Jim Carrey in that character? Man, the trailer makes the movie look so cheesy, like the Bullwinkle movie starring Robert De Niro back in the day. Like there's no guarantee that even if you fix the character, that the movie would still be good. That people will be, yeah, flocking to theaters. Here, take my money, take my money. There's no guarantee of that. So that's why I feel kind of sad for Sega and Paramount. And you can argue, hey, Rama, that's their fault. That's their fault. They should have gotten right the first time around, with the script, with the design. Yeah, that may be so. But now $90 million plus the cost of redesigning and re-rendering it again. Yeah, that's. I'm predicting that it's gonna be a big loss, um, money wise, for Paramount and Sega at the box office. It's gonna be a loss right up for them. But Detective Pikachu, I've seen the movie. Pikachu looks amazing. The story is fantastic, and you're gonna have a great time in the theaters watching Detective Pikachu next week. I guarantee you that. Now, before we get to the next topic, and I'm gonna get to the chat to see what you guys have for me on the chat here, chat room, and to respond to you guys. I want to also share with you what Sonic the Hedgehog's co-creator Yuji Naka tweeted this past week in response to this backlash and the decision to bring the character back to the redesigning board. Uh, Basically, Yuji Naka is one of the three creators of Sonic the Hedgehog creator. I'm sorry, he's one of the three creators of Sonic the Hedgehog character, and he tweeted Jeff Fowler's tweet, and then he gave his own tweet. He says, and I quote, "The power of Sonic fans is amazing. It is good to go in a good direction. Thank you so much for loving Sonic." So, so Yuji Naka is not, in his response, he's not piling on Sega and Paramount. He's just pretty much being positive. He's thanking the fans. Hey, I'm glad that you voiced your concerns, and now I'm glad that the ball is rolling on the redesigning on the Paramount and Sega part. So thank you, fans. Thank you for voicing your opinions on this. So it's a positive tweet more than criticism of Jeff Fowler, Paramount and Sega. So we'll see. We'll see. Uh, yeah, I'm. The trailer was terrible. It received 500,000 dislikes compared to 300,000 likes. Will changing the character translate into a decent movie? I'm not holding my breath. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this backlash and going back to redesigning Sonic again to appease the fans? I mean, do you think that if studios with all their movies, right, not just video game movies, if they maybe movies that are familiar with characters familiar with the fans, do you think that all studios should always appease the fans in this way? I mean, that's what test screenings are for, right? Usually. So, do you think this is a good direction on Paramount and Sega, a good move on their part? Um, and what do you think overall, the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog? And do you think the movie is going to be good or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe and press that like button and ring that bell. Let's rock this. Okay, let's get to the chat real quick here. Ryan is here. Ryan. Ryan says they are taking a risk. I agree. Let's hope it pays off for them. Oh boy, I don't even know where to begin with Sonic. It was a sight to behold. They should honestly delay it. See, thank you for that. I think that would be a good decision. But unfortunately, they did not announce any pushback in release date. And I'm like, really? You can cramp that all up in just less than 6 months, that whole work? I don't know, man. I don't know. It usually takes even freaking years for Pixar to make one Toy Story. So, and Ryan says, can't wait to see Detective Pikachu this upcoming week. Looks fun. Oh, you're gonna love it, Ryan. You're gonna love it. Oh, it's good. It's so much fun. I won't spoil it for you. So, and once you post your video review, I'll watch it, and I guarantee, I'm betting that you will like it as much as I did. So, yeah. Let's get to the next topic here. Can Avengers Endgame defeat Avatar's all-time box office record? uh, if you ask me that question, the answer is possible. Possible. Uh, it is definitely on its track right now. Avengers Endgame has officially defeated Titanic. Titanic was the second highest grossing movie of all time for the past decade or so after Avatar knocked Titanic off the throne. And both Avatar and Titanic are what? Both of them are James Cameron's movies. So, so let me give you the numbers here. As of today, Avengers Endgame has officially defeated Titanic. It is now the second highest grossing movie of all time. Titanic has 2.187 billion, 2.187 billion dollars. Avengers Endgame has banked $2.188 billion worldwide. All right, this is global, domestic, and international numbers. Now, James Cameron's Avatar still holds the number one with $2.788 billion. So again, Avengers Endgame as of today, 2.1, Avatar 2.78. So it's close. It's close. It's getting there. It is on its way. It sets its eye on Avatar. Holy crap. Um Now, oh man, I'm just thinking like when I was prepping this topic, I was like, it must feel really good to be James Cameron, you know? Like for the past decade or even 2 decades, you have this big head, you know, like wow, both my movies are the top two of the highest grossing movies of all time. It must feel very good to be James Cameron. I mean, it must serve his it must serve his self esteem really good all this time. So all these years. Um, Let me give you some facts here that I dug up. Avatar was released on December 18, 2009. That's 10 years ago. So if Avengers Endgame defeats Avatar, man, that's amazing, right? Uh, just within 10 years, Avatar gets defeated. So 10 years is the only time that Avatar held its record. So, but Avatar was released December 18, 2009, and it took more than about 20 days after its release for the movie to become the second highest grossing. And then it took Avatar 41 days after its release to finally be number one. And Avatar was officially number one of all time by January 25th, 2010. So less than a month, or yeah, a month. Let's say 41 days. Yeah, that's slightly more than a month, not less than a month. After its initial release, and then bam, it became number one. Now, Avengers Endgame opened last week. It's only been 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks since Avengers Endgame arrived. So if it beats Avatar, and I think it can, it will beat Avatar in a new speed record. Less than a month, less than 3 weeks, if even. So wow, that's one for the books. That's one for the Guinness World, man. Um, hey Rama, what does it take to become the highest grossing movie of all time? Well, there's some theory. I mean, not theories. There's some factors that come into play, and some of these ingredients include number one, lack of competition, which is perfect because Avengers Endgame last week was the only big new movie release. The other one was limited release, The White Crow, directed by Ray Fiennes. Nobody watched that. This week we got Long Shot and The Intruder and all that. It's like, dude, those are ants. Those are ants. Avengers Endgame can like stomp them like with its feet. Um, and so the Avengers Endgame will not have real competition at least until John Wick Chapter 3, May 17. That's next, yeah, less than 2 weeks from now. And Aladdin live action movie on Memorial Day weekend, May 24th. But even that, even those two, John Wick 3 and Aladdin, come on, let's get real here. You think Aladdin can topple Avengers Endgame? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Even though Aladdin itself is a Disney movie. Um, so lack of competition, man. It is to the benefit of Avengers Endgame. The same with Avatar back in December of 2009, right before Christmas, right? Everything else is Christmas movie, family movies, whatnot. And Avatar was the only blockbuster dominating that month. And and then after that, of course, the January, February movies, very lukewarm, months that you are usually used as a dumping ground for terrible movies. So Avatar kept ruling throughout that time. Lack of competition. Secondly, marketing budget, and this is not a difficult task for Marvel Studios. Ads, billboards, TV spots, merchandise, internet spots. Of course, Marvel and Disney have money to burn. So everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, you see Tony Stark, you see Chris Hemsworth. so, so it's ingrained in you, man. They're like, oh wow, I keep seeing Avengers Endgame everywhere, everywhere. I guess I got to see the movie now. Another element is positive word of mouth, positive word of mouth, and repeated viewings that go side by side. So, for example, right, my brother John Corona, who has his own YouTube channel, The Real Talk, he bought 2 tickets for Thursday night opening night showings, like on the same Thursday, April 25th. Like I think 7 p.m. he said, and then 11 p.m. I mean, no rest, man. No rest for the fans. And that's after he already saw the movie at the press screening. And then, of course, everybody spread it how good the movie was. And then, of course, people rewatch it again, and tell their grandmas and their cousins, "Hey, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it." And they rewatch it with their grandmas and their cousins. So positive word of mouth and repeated viewings. The final element is the cost of ticket prices, premium tickets from the regular seats to the 3D tickets to the IMAX tickets. Because as you know, 3D tickets are more expensive. IMAX tickets are even more expensive. So that profit helps with the box office numbers for uh, movies like Avatar and Avengers Endgame. And 3D tickets and IMAX tickets prices back in 2009 are different, or were different than how they are today. Um, Now, Avatar was such a really unique movie because it, in that short span of time, it resonated with so many people, especially people in China. And China has the biggest population on Earth. Um, and so, if you actually tap into the Chinese market successfully, even if you don't make money domestically, your movie, it's still a success if you are a success in China. In the case of Avatar, of course, a success everywhere, but in China specifically, I read this on Henry Jenkins' blog. The Chinese audiences, why they loved Avatar so much that time was because they see a parallel story based on Chinese current social issues that happened at that time in 2009, 2010. Um, they see the Navi characters getting pulled off of their homeland by the humans, similar or parallel to how Chinese residents were being forced out of their homes and their residence by from their lands by the Chinese government, who Chinese government that use eminent domain to get their homes, to get their buildings demolished for government purposes. So during that time, there was that thing happening, and Avatar came in, and they saw that. I'm like, oh my god, that story is a lot like ours, and they love it so much because of that, and it speaks to them. The movie really really speaks to them, the Chinese folks. Um, so my point is that even though Avengers Endgame will make history by defeating Avatar soon enough, uh, in a new speed record, right, within less than 3 weeks. Um, but let's not forget the fact that familiarity helps Avengers Endgame. Familiarity meaning there were 21 movies leading up to this one. There were 21 Marvel movies leading up to this one, 21 movies that were also mostly popular and also mostly well received. So because of those movies, now they're ingrained, these characters in their minds, in our minds as audiences, uh, and that's why it helps, that familiarity. Like, oh my god, I love Captain America. I followed his journey. I followed Tony Stark's journey, and now we get to see the culmination of that. Whereas Avatar is still superior because it was just one movie. There was nothing leading up to it. There was no Avatar shared cinematic universe leading up to Avatar. So for one movie like Avatar to resonate that much with so many people, it is still something that is undeniably impressive and fascinating. Um, but now that Avatar is gonna get defeated, James Cameron is about to get humbled. Yeah, he's gonna eat some humble pie, man. And you know what? I don't think Avatar sequels, because he's making four more now. Avatar 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think they're gonna do as well as the first one. I don't. That's my prediction. It's hard to recapture the magic of the first one usually. Um, so it generally at least, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe James Cameron will prove us wrong. But right now, I'm doubting that Avatar 2 will end up defeating Avengers Endgame, or retaking the throne again. So I doubt it. I doubt it. So yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Maybe I'm guessing the next week or so we're gonna hear news, official news, press release from Disney and Marvel Studios. We did it. We defeat Avatar. We have defeated Avatar. So and once that hits the web, I'll share it with you guys. It's gonna be a celebration. I'm gonna do live stream as well for that, and speak to that as well. So, oh my god, I've only seen Avengers Endgame twice. I'm not one of those guys like that have seen it like 5, 6 times, but maybe once it has defeated Avatar, I'm gonna see it again for the third time. So we'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think? Are you as excited as I am about Avengers Endgame defeating Avatar? And what does this mean to you as a fan? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, press that like button, ring that bell, and let's rock this. um, Brother Rhino Tool says, I just got back from seeing it for the fourth time. Holy crap. Fourth time. Dang. One uh the movie is like 3 hours long. So what? Damn. 12 hours, man. Holy crap. Damn. Um Ryan says, I know this is off topic, but I really hope when Endgame passes Avatar, this truly makes it an Oscar contender. If Black Panther can get some Oscar love, then Endgame should leaps and bounds. That's a good discussion there. I'm not gonna be honest with you, Ryan. I'm among the camp of when Black Panther got nominated for Oscars. I was happy for him, because I like Black Panther. But at the same time, a part of me is like, really, how is that Best Picture worthy movie? I don't get it. But I'm happy that it received that recognition. Now, as far as Avengers Endgame goes, um, will it get Best Picture nomination? Is it worthy of a Best Picture nomination? My answer to that is I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm gonna be like, yeah, it has to, because then it'll be like, if it doesn't get nomination, I'll be like, you suck, Oscars. Right now, I'm just holding my breath for Avengers Endgame for winning Best Visual Effects. As you know, that's the easiest to get when it comes to Marvel's movies. So Best Picture nominee, I I don't know. It's too soon to tell. Too early to tell. Definitely. Ryan says it's amazing how Endgame has done this much already in its second weekend of release. Originally, I had Endgame just missing out on Avatar, taking the second spot. However, seeing where it is now quickly, look out, James Cameron. It's time for the Avengers to assemble. Oh my God, that moment, Ryan, when Captain America says Avengers assemble. I love that moment. Because the assemble part is very kind of quiet. He shouted the Avengers part, Avengers, and then it's like assemble. I love it. I love it. I only saw it twice. I will celebrate Avengers Endgame defeating Avatar by going to see Avengers Endgame again for the third time. So I need to defeat Ryan O'Toole's record. He's Ryan. You brother have seen it 4 times. I will have seen it 3 times. Uh, so you and I have this race, this this Avatar Endgame race too. All right, so let's get to the next topic here, because we're gonna have Game of Thrones new episode tonight. I want to talk briefly about this next topic because I love, um, not really the movie, but I love I guess, the excitement around it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Willow sequel is happening. Willow sequel. Now, if you don't know Willow is this 1988 fantasy drama starring Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis is part of Star Wars Legends. He plays Willow Ufgood, uh, who reluctantly protects. I don't know if reluctantly is the word for it, but he protects a special baby, an heiress, uh, from the evil queen that tries to destroy that baby. All right, and then along the way, Willow meets Val Kilmer's character, who is this occasionally unreliable guy, but I guess he's one of those anti-heroes that, um, you don't trust him, but sometimes you have to trust him because what choice you have. He's a very fascinating character, definitely. So it's a 1988 film, and there had been talks over the years of a possible Willow sequel, but nothing ever really came to fruition until now. Recently, Ron Howard, the director of Willow, Oscar-winning director Ron Howard, went on the MTV Happy Sad Confused podcast, and he said that, yeah, we're having talks about it now, and if all goes well, he said Warwick Davis will come back as Willow. Now, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Ron Howard is said to be working on this project or this script with one of the screenwriters of Solo: A Star Wars Story, Jonathan Kasdan. Remember, Ron Howard was brought in to replace Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who were fired from Solo. And Jonathan Kasdan is one of the close scribes. He wrote it with his dad, Lawrence Kasdan. Um, Now, what's my reaction to this? I Here's the thing. Willow. I watched it when I want to say when I was in high school. Of course, when it came out in 1988, I didn't watch it. I was like 5 years old. um, but I remember watching it, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was. I only watched it once. I wasn't blown away by Willow. I know people regard it as one of the all-time fan favorite cult classic, fantastic movies. Or movies about fantasy or medieval dramas, fantasy. Now, to me though, I have more love when it comes to this genre. I have more love for Time Bandits, Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits, and The Princess Bride, which came out 1987, a year before Willow. So I love those movies more than I did Willow. To me, Willow, as I can best remember it, Willow felt dragged, like it went on forever when it could have been just they could have shortened the runtime a little bit. Um, and I think if you watch Willow again today, I don't think Willow holds up. And on top of that, Willow just doesn't have the movie just doesn't have memorable lines or memorable scenes, memorable moments. Unlike The Princess Bride, which you can recite again and again. You know, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Inconceivable, and as you wish. Whatever, right? We love The Princess Bride. If you ask me, like, hey, can you recite some words from Willow, or some lines? Like, I don't remember. I don't remember at all. Um, that said, I am looking forward to the sequel, and I'm glad, because the thing is, this is the movie that gave Warwick Davis his leading role, and after Warwick Davis, after Willow, He played at Leprechaun and some other movies over the years, and mostly supporting roles again. So it'll be good to see Warwick Davis return to one of his iconic leading roles. Warwick Davis would be about 50 years old. Um, I think he was born in 1970, I want to say. So now Val Kilmer, unfortunately, as you know, Val Kilmer um, went through health issues. He is now communicating through a machine. I want to say I don't exactly know the mechanics of that. So he's not gonna be. I don't think he's gonna come back for the sequel, and that's fine with me as long as they have Warwick Davis. Um, the other reason why I'm looking forward to it is because if the first movie doesn't hold up, okay, that's fine. But now we're gonna have the sequel, and we're using today's technology, using today's CG visual effects, and and Ron Howard as a director has matured since 1988 as a filmmaker. He's become more crafted every year. So with those elements taken into consideration, I think it can result. I think it can result in a pretty exciting movie watching experience, at least in my opinion. At least that's what I'm hoping. So the fact that it's gonna be for Disney Plus, that means it's gonna be a TV movie at best. So and I think that I don't have any quarrel with that. Like if you release Willow 2 in theaters, I don't know if it's gonna sell. Just like if you release Adam Sandler's movies in theaters these days, they're not gonna sell. That's why Adam Sandler makes movies for Netflix. Um, so I don't have quarrels with that. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Willow 2 for Disney Plus, have at it. As long as we the fans can watch it. Now Disney Plus, as you know, is coming out November 12th. So mark your calendar, November 12th. And the subscription price is $6.99 per month. That's $6.99 per month. On top of your bills for Netflix, for Amazon, for Hulu, um, for DC Universe. So just make sure you manage your finances wisely. Okay, I know you want to watch all these shows, you want to have all these streaming services, but that's added monthly bill. Okay, so just take that into consideration. I tell my friends the other day, and I'm telling you guys again, like if only there's a way we can make all these streaming services into one bundle, one packet. Like basic cable, where you pay one bundle basic cable per month, and you get all the channels, right? Um, CNN, MSNBC, National Geographic, TV Land. Basic cable bundle. There should be a bundle for streaming services. So you pay like $30-$40 per month, and bam, you get Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, DC Universe, Disney Plus, and that would be. I think that would make life much easier and more stress free, in my opinion, especially for your pocket and for your wallet. But Disney Plus, man, Disney Plus is on its way to obliterate the competition in the streaming service because they have a ton of shows, man. Freaking the Sandlot series, the new Sandlot, the Mandalorian, um, Cash and Andor series, based on Diego Luna's character in Rogue One, um, Loki series with Tom Hiddleston, WandaVision, with Scarlet Witch starring Elizabeth Olsen, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, starring Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie. Um, and also they announced Disney Nature's new documentary, Dolphin Reef, narrated by Natalie Portman. It's gonna go to Disney Plus instead of theaters, which makes sense because Penguins, the latest Disney Nature documentary that opened this past Earth Day, was the poorest box office performing Disney nature film. That documentary only banked about $6 million in the theaters. Yikes! Um, Not a lot of people watch penguins, no matter how adorable penguins are. So it's a smarter move for Disney Nature to release their next documentary on Disney Plus. That's wise, business wise. Very very smart move. So yeah, again, like I said, like Willow 2, I don't think Willow 2 will sell on in theaters, but it will do decent um, on a streaming service like Disney Plus. So November 12th, that's when it came out, and Avengers Endgame will be for Disney Plus as well. I don't know if they're gonna. I think I'm thinking that Disney's gonna absorb, because right now Avengers Infinity War is on Netflix. Um, I'm guessing that's not gonna last. I'm guessing once November 12th comes in or kicks in, both Endgame and Infinity War will be exclusively available only on Disney Plus. So, looking forward to it. All right, you guys, let's go to the final topic here. And this is mostly for those of you, my fellow Game of Thrones fans out there. Oh man! So this past week, I've been reading up on Game of Thrones fan theories. There are only 3 episodes left, right? There are only 3 episodes left uh, until um, until the finale. And so tonight's episode is the last war. The battle comes to King's Landing at Cersei's doorstep. And Cersei, man, everybody loves to hate Cersei. Um, so these are some of the craziest fan theories that have been circulating around the web on Twitter and Reddit. And I want to share with you guys and see what you think of it. This might contain spoilers, so spoiler alert. So here's one. Apparently, a lot of Game of Thrones fans out there, they found last week's Battle of Winterfell, or the Long Night Battle, and the way the White Walkers and the Night King got killed. They found all that to be underwhelming. There's some fans that are like, what? That's it? That's how they died? Uh, really? They've been invisible all this time, and he just Arya just like pretty much stabs him in the gut, and that's it. So a lot of fans don't find that satisfying. So one of the theories out there right now is that the White Walkers might come back. The White Walkers might come back, specifically in episode 6, the final episode, to annihilate everything. And this theory gets more fuel after the showrunners, Benioff and Weiss, they went on Jimmy Kimmel Live recently, and they were asked, "Hey, was that the last of the Night Walkers? I mean, the White Walkers. Was that the last that we'll ever see of the White Walkers and the Night King?" And guess what? Both those guys did not want to answer the question. So they were very cryptic about it. They danced around it. They did not answer it. So fans are like, aha, that means the White Walkers might come back. Now, if you ask me, it's probably unlikely. I think Game of Thrones is one of those, with the exception of resurrecting Jon Snow, Game of Thrones likes to just like, hey, we're done with this. Let's move forward. We've killed off these characters. Let's go on to the next one. That's at least the impression I get about the show. So if they bring back the White Walkers, I would be utterly surprised. Um, Here's the next theory. The next theory is that Bronn is tasked by Cersei. Cersei wants Bronn to kill Tyrion Lannister, Cersei's brother. Now, if you don't remember Bronn is the guy who, in previous seasons, rode alongside Jaime Lannister. Bronn is this cocky warrior that likes to drink and likes to have sex with prostitutes. Bronn is that same dude from the first episode of this season who had that foursome with the three ladies. Remember that? And his foursome got interrupted by this assignment. So man, he loves the women, and see that's my favorite though. One guy, three women. I was like the more women the merrier. I'm a straight guy, so nothing against like having more sausage in the room, more sword fight, but nothing against that. But that was really really if I were a playboy, if I were a player, I wanted to be like Braun. That's the kind of player I want to be. Uh, so so that's the theory out there. Braun might kill or might end up killing either Tyrion or Jamie Lannister. So more than likely, the theory says it's Tyrion. Now, um, there's this pattern in Game of Thrones, a show, if you notice, that some characters die in the same manner that they killed other characters. Uh, for example, uh, Alina Tyrell, who poisoned Joffrey, she herself got poisoned. Ramsay Bolton, who killed his stepmother and brother with his dogs, he then got eaten by dogs. And then Ned Stark, who um, beheaded a member of the Night's Watch, and then he himself got beheaded. So, in that pattern of poetic justice, some say because Tyrion Lannister killed his dad with that crossbow, that Bronn might kill Tyrion in that same manner with a crossbow. So we'll see whether that theory holds up or if that's what's going to happen. But that's what people have been talking about out there. Um, Another theory, real quick here. Um, Arya Stark, Arya who killed the Night King, using Jaime's face will kill Cersei, and then the Hound will kill the Mountain. And then another theory is Daenerys will win the war, but because the North is still in favor of Jon Snow, that leads to a war between Daenerys and Jon Snow. And you know what? That I think is very likely because, as I mentioned before in my review of last week's episode, remember Sansa says to Daenerys, "Hey, we are not bowing down to anybody. We're not bowing down to you or anybody." And Daenerys, I think she finds that to be an insult. Daenerys no like that at all. She don't like it at all. The idea of Daenerys going up against Sansa and Jon, the Winterfell, is something that I think is more probable than the theory about the White Walkers coming back. Um, Now, I almost forgot. Here's a fun fact: Bronn and Cersei, the actors who play Bronn and Cersei, um, Bronn is played by Jerome Flynn, and Cersei is played by Lena Headey. They used to date in real life back in the day, and the relationship ended badly, really badly, so sour that the breakup was so bad that apparently I heard that they have this stipulations in their contracts for Game of Thrones that forbid them to show up on the screen together. So the writers always have to make it or come up with a way so that Cersei and Bronn are never seen in the same scene together, because Lena and Jerome really hate each other's guts. That's fascinating, right? Oh my god. Oh, you think you hate your ex-girlfriends. You think you hate your ex-boyfriend. Man, these guys really hate each other. Um, One last theory, or two last theories. Cersei might kill herself. Cersei might pull a Tommen. Remember, Tommen killed himself. Cersei might kill herself because by this time she has lost so much that she has nothing left to die. She has nothing left to live for. So she might pull a Tomlin and kill herself. That's one theory. The last theory, um, the dragons. the dragons will die in an act of sacrifice, preferably to protect Daenerys or Jon from something, whatever it is. In last week's episode, we saw the one of the dragons got attacked by White Walkers. Man, like they were on top of the dragon's body, and that's the Daenerys' dragons. Um, and it started flying, and it tried to shake all the zombies off, the White Walkers off his body, kind of like Taylor Swift, shake it off, shake it off. So the fans are theorizing that Daenerys dragons um, will die in an act of sacrifice. How that scenario specifically plays out, we don't know. We don't know. So yeah, so those are the craziest fan theories for the remaining 3 episodes of Game of Thrones. Tonight is episode 4. Oh my god. So I'll be coming back here live stream to give you my live review of tonight's Game of Thrones season 8 episode 4, titled The Last War, unless they change the title to something else. So stay tuned, all right? Because I'll be back, and we're gonna discuss tonight's Game of Thrones, and it'll be spoiler filled. Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait! I'm so excited! I'm so excited. So, what do you guys think about these theories? Do you think that any of them uh, are possible? Do you think they're all too far fetched, or do you have your own theories as to how you see Game of Thrones ends ultimately? So, and I want to know who you think should get the Iron Throne. So let me know your thoughts, your answers, your theories in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe. Press that like button, ring that bell, and help support me at patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. All right, you guys, that's it. That's my show for today, Rocking It with Rama Screen Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, tell everybody and their grandmas, your cousins, your dads, your mistress, whatever, about youtube.com/ramascreen1. Tell them to subscribe. And if you guys can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen, because I do a lot, not just this weekly show, but I also do red carpet interviews. I do press junket interviews. I just posted like 3 interviews, did 3 video interviews this past couple of days. So go check it out here on Ramaskin YouTube channel. So yeah, I travel a lot, and of course I'm a member of Los Angeles Online Film Critics Society, so I have that to contribute as well. So I need all the help I can get. So every little help helps. If you can give $2 per month, $3 per month, $5 per month, that can go a long way. Okay, so please consider it. Go to patreon.com/ramascreen. And there are rewards that come with each levels. So go to patreon.com/ramascreen. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, let's rock this.